Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Eric Hansen. Today I am breaking down some of my top experiences that I've ever had on filming locations with epic trails. I have the lucky job of getting to hike and backpack and explore all of the world's best adventure destinations. So in light of that, I thought I would be breaking down some of my top experiences for you. Here today, Makovu, you're putting your butt in the frame. Here today, I'm going to be breaking down the top 6 views and vistas I've ever gotten to experience while filming on epic trails. Now, before I get into the video, I'd like to ask a quick favor to please like and subscribe here to our channel. It definitely helps us get out to other people like you that want to go explore rad places. Okay, without further ado, let's break down the top 6 views and vistas, the most beautiful places I've ever been and I've ever seen. Coming in at number 6 on my list is Mount Hikurangi in the northern island of New Zealand. New Zealand is well known for being one of the most beautiful countries on the planet. It also happens to be just about the first landmass on Earth that ever sees the new sun on a new day. We've timed it perfectly. Thanks for planning it this way to have the full moon setting at the same time as the sun coming up.
We turned it on for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. That's really great. I got to meet up with Monty, who is a Maori individual, a Kiwi guide, who's just an amazing person who loves the All Blacks, so I gotta give him a shout out. And he proved to be just a wonderful person to get to spend this adventure with. For those who are keen to go experience Hikurangi themselves, the key is to go stay at one of the huts near the summit and stage yourself for a midnight departure in order to catch the sunrise. It is a several-hour journey, a jaunt up the hill, if you will, that'll get you huffing and puffing. Now, in my experience, a storm had just passed that left a blanket of snow at the very topmost portion of Hikurangi, which meant that when the actual sun rose, as I stared off over the edge of the island and into the sea beyond as the sun came up over a sea of clouds, it just made a spectacular, chilly, but beautiful scene. I couldn't recommend Mount Hikurangi more for anybody looking for a beautiful place. Coming in at number 5 on my list here is a place that truly surprised me. Number 5 on my list is Mnich in the Tatra Mountains of Poland. Before ever arriving in Poland, I had views in my head of rural pastures and green rolling fields and beautiful, idyllic landscapes. And there are certainly that. However, there are also some staggeringly beautiful mountains. Now, the Tatra Mountains, which are on the very southern edge, form the border with, I believe it's Slovakia and some of the other bordering countries there, are just staggeringly beautiful. And the Tatra Mountains are actually home to some of the world's great mountaineers, as these mountains, these rugged, beautiful, snow-covered mountains, are actually wonderful playgrounds and training centers for mountaineering adventures. And just like others before me who are trying to hone their skills in the mountaineering world, I went off and met up with some climbing guides in order to actually go climb Mnich, which means the monk in Polish, and or I think in Polish at least. And it's a beautiful spire of rock that just looks so inviting to climb, and actually getting roped up and climbing it and overlooking some of the beautiful lakes and the surrounding mountains of the Tatra Mountains. And knowing that if I could throw a rock just a little bit farther, I could be throwing a rock into Slovakia. It was a beautiful place, an incredible scene, and we just happened to get super lucky with the weather, bluebird day, and it was a spectacular place. I consider myself lucky to have been able to experience Mnich in the Tatra Mountains of Poland. Now, mountains provide a lot of the backdrop for some of my favorite places to be. Some of the most stunning views obviously happen in the mountains, as they're just so dang staggeringly beautiful. Number 4 on my list is certainly that. Mount Begbie in Revelstoke, coming in at number 4. Now, if you've ever been to Revelstoke, you know that Mount Begbie pretty much dominates the skyline there. There's lots of beautiful mountains, but Mount Begbie is the one that overlooks or oversees much of Revelstoke. And if you are an adventure-loving kind of person like I am, you probably want to go climb that at some point in your life. Looks even better up close.
Man, it feels good up here, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, so good. Worth it coming up this high.
Yeah.
Mount Begbie is technically technical. It requires ropes and climbing skills and a little bit of glacier travel, but on the technical side, it's pretty mellow. However, it does provide some good, let's say, colon clenching moments as you must navigate some narrow lines.
Now's where it really gets exciting.
Oh yeah, it's like a line in the sky. Man.
All I can say about Begbie is that I got one of the best camp spots of my life, staged at the base of the climb, and then the actual climb itself is incredible, and when you actually achieve the summit, get to the summit of Begbie, the mountains beyond reveal, open up, illuminate themselves, and you get to see a whole expanse of Canadian Rockies that is utterly mind-blowing.
We would claim Mount Begbie for Canada. Ah, damn it.
Coming in at number 3 is one of the most important places in American history for nature lovers. Now, Yosemite National Park is well known for being incredibly beautiful, inspiring John Muir and Teddy Roosevelt in order to protect some of our great lands and make the national park system, and has really played a central role in a lot of our land conservation ideas that we now espouse today.
This is basically my first glimpse of El Cap, and the way that the clouds are hanging off of it, it just looks so nuts. It's like deeply powerful.
And one of those places in Yosemite is more important than any, and that would be El Cap. As many of you probably watched Alex Honnold climb that staggering rock face, that was just an incredible feat. And yes, the number 3 on my list has to do with all of these places. It would be Dewey Point in Yosemite National Park. Dewey Point sits hundreds, if not maybe thousands of feet above the valley floor, the most beautiful place on earth potentially in Yosemite National Park. And it is the high country of Yosemite. So I skied out with several filmmakers and guides as we were filming, carrying our backpacking equipment across a snowy landscape that was full of adventure and misadventures, even just getting to the camp spot. But camping at Dewey Point, you are literally looking straight across at El Cap. It is one of the most stunning places you could ever ask for. I was there in the springtime, which meant there was plenty of snow on the ground, giving it a wintry vibe, but it was a heartwarming experience. I couldn't have asked for a better place. Seeing the sun go down, the stars passing by overhead, the moody, misty mornings with the sunrise, and Dewey Point is one of the best views and vistas I've ever been.
Man, couldn't feel more fortunate to be standing here right now. This is amazing.
Now, what could be more intense and awe-inspiring than the mountains themselves? Well, perhaps the thing that mountains tend to create at our most extreme places on Earth. That, my friends, are glaciers. The Mendenhall Glacier in Juneau, Alaska, comes in at number 2 on my list of top 6 most beautiful, stunning views and vistas of anywhere in the world. The Mendenhall Glacier sits just outside of Juneau, Alaska, and literally you can pretty much see it from town. Now, the best way to experience, the most insanely epic way to experience the Mendenhall Glacier is to get yourself a helicopter ride. Now, I got a helicopter ride from a wonderful pilot in Alaska named Tracy. She flew me and the team, and Jonathan, our guide, dropped me and Jonathan off in the middle of the glacier and just said, bye-bye, now you gotta fend for yourself for a while. And Jonathan and I had an amazing time exploring the Mendenhall Glacier.
This is such a wild place.
A whole different world up here, that's for sure.
Yeah, it changes every day.
It is a strange experience to be standing on a sheet of ice that is hundreds, if not thousands of feet thick. And I was just blown away by this place. Now, there's ice caves to explore, there's water that's coming straight off the glacier, the most delightful water you could drink.
It's almost sweet.
Yeah, it's 200-year-old snowmelt right there.
200-year-old snowmelt. Wow.
And then there are moulins, these gaping chasms in the glacier themselves that, for more daring people than me, can actually go explore by rappelling into them, which sounds about like the most dangerous and possibly dumb thing you could do, but also pretty dang cool if you got the guts for it. Now, the Mendenhall Glacier is set in an amazing scene. There's incredible Blackerby Ridge and all these beautiful mountains, and the ice fields are just behind it, which are just insanely beautiful places to go and see. I capped off my experience in the Mendenhall Glacier by having Tracy thankfully come and pick Jonathan and I up, but then also randomly just dropping me and the cameraman off on a random ridge and saying, go fend for yourself on your way back to Juneau.
So you're just gonna leave us off and just hope we do all right to make our way back?
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So all of that is like just totally one of the best experiences of my life. It was insanely high epic adventure, and I just truly loved it. And if you ever get the chance to go and actually be on a glacier, please go do it. It's amazing. They are dangerous places. Go with guides, go with people that know what they're doing. But the Mendenhall Glacier is one of the most stunning and spectacular places on Earth. What could be number one? Of all of the places, what is number one on my list? Well, it goes back to the very beginning of Epic Trails in a little place called Jordan. Petra comes in at number one on my list of top 5 views and vistas of anywhere in the world. Not only is Petra an incredible natural landscape, it is literally a canyon, it also combines some of the most interesting elements of human history into a natural landscape. It is a literal city carved out of a canyon. Of course, made famous by Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade as they were hunting for the Holy Grail. Well, they happened to find it in the treasury of Petra, which is a real place. It's not a movie set.
Coming around the corner here and just seeing the first glimpse of the monastery. Just looks out of this world. This is wild.
And one of the coolest experiences about Petra is that you can get there by hiking the Jordan Trail. The Jordan Trail is a 450-mile trail that goes across the spine of these desert mountains in Jordan, and the experience of trekking and hiking across many days of the desert only to arrive at a set of canyons through the mountains, and then to begin to see caves and structures carved out of the rock itself that then becomes this channel that just brings your attention right to the treasury. This insanely, impeccably carved thing, this masterpiece of art carved out of the stone, out of the rock itself in the desert, a place that once held thousands, tens of thousands of people expanding across dozens of square miles. This ancient city is a truly mind-blowing place. It's beautiful for its natural purposes, it's beautiful for its art, it's beautiful for its history, it's beautiful for its architecture, its engineering. It's a place for those to go and feel like a kid, to just wonder and to be lost in an environment and to just be giddy as you explore and discover this place. I'm getting to witness Petra by night, and this is just a really overwhelming experience. It's so beautiful. That's it. That's my list. Top 6 views and vistas, most incredible places anywhere on this planet to just sit in a place and be full of wonder. I highly recommend all of these. I know some of these might be a little far for people to go and explore, but hey, we can all dream, right? Well, I hope this brought you a little sense of levity, a little sense of wonder to your day. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe to our channel here so that we can continue to bring you amazing content, amazing videos that you can be inspired by and love and enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Eric Hansen. I'll see you later.